Well, hello and welcome to another edition of 907 Sports. Just giving you a little sneak peek tease there. I'm Jordan Rodenberger, joined by Tyler Lane. And Tyler, it's hard to believe just one high school football game remains in the state of Alaska for this season.
I always look forward to this year, and it goes by incredibly fast. I'm going to miss it, but this one has been one for the memory books for sure.
Definitely, and maybe it is good timing. Those temps really starting to drop at night when they have these games, and we have that game's kicking off at 7 p.m. on Friday, so we'll be a little chilly. We'll be in the valley. We'll have more details on that coming up. But let's get to how we got here and kind of where we're at in the season, because we have crowned some state champions at this point. And the first one was actually on Saturday. Well, actually, we're going to go a little bit out of it, but this game was on Saturday, the Division III championship game between the Barrow Whalers and the Homer Mariners, meeting in a neutral field in Wasilla here, and the Barrow crowd's gonna come out in full force. Much of those flights were filled with just Barrow football fans making the trip, which was awesome to see. Always there to support, and this one was a bit of a defensive slugfest here at first. A lot good hits right there, and we had one touchdown at halftime, 6-0. Both you'd almost think that both teams were trying to feel each other out, but this is the third time that they have met, and each team had won on their home field, so this was kind of that true neutral setting, kind of see what happens on this one. But there's that first touchdown I was speaking of to kind of break the game open. They finally were able to get behind the defense there after trying many different things against Coach Battle's defenses, which are always strong there. And second half, they really started to open things up there. Justice Grimes catches the screen pass and gets some good blocking and into the end zone. So Homer was able to pull things out, and really it was behind that defense. Yes, they can get a couple touchdowns on the board, but that defense pitching a shutout, 22-0 the final, as the Homer Mariners win their third state title in 4 years. This one going back-to-back as D3 state champs, bringing this one back to the peninsula.
Each year's a new group of guys. I think that this group was special in the way that they played together. I mean, that defense coming together the way it did from the start of the season all the way through. I felt that these guys truly came together for the entirety of the season. It wasn't just a run late in the season.
And I looked over and saw the QB load up, and I was like, okay, I just got to stay on top. And then when I saw the ball near me, I just attacked it, fumbled it a little bit, and then just watched it and held on to it. I did the same thing last week at Homer for an interception. It's like basically the same exact interception type.
Our running backs did a great job. They ran hard. Nick, give him a shout out for that last touchdown at the end. That was a great way for him to finish this year out, and good all around. I feel like our defense is always the core of our team, these past few years at least, and we just always get it done. I don't know. We're always trying to shut the other team out, and that's what we came here and did today.
As you saw there, obviously team effort, but I gotta say, man, Jackson Snark and just his story, not just last year, but what he continues to keep doing, that's one of the most inspirational things I've ever seen. How does this man keep coming up with these crucial interceptions? This is insane.
Super clutch, and he's shutting down that entire side of the field. Like, they were hardly throwing it to him, and when they did, he made them pay back-to-back interceptions in that state title game. Shout out Jackson Snark. And that whole defense, they had 4 shutouts this season, allowing just 5.8 points per game. Were the state champion. Of course, shout out to Barrow for a great season as well from up north, and a great team once again. And they were young, so I think that they will be back as well.
Most definitely. Shifting gears now to Division II, another matchup that I think if you followed us for a while, you probably know who it is. Soldotna taking on Lathrop the Malamutes for the 6th straight year. Just look at the names on that trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, this has become a tradition. 15 state titles for Galen Brantley since taking over in 2008 as the head coach of those Stars. And in this one, really just another one. After Palmer lost in the semifinals to Lathrop, that was the one team that I thought might have a competitive chance after that first game, but Soldotna in this one tied it first, and then they just start rolling away here behind that man right there you'll hear about in just a few days. Chase Hall, 4 touchdowns on the day for him, and just every other running back in this system just balling out that wishbone. A machine down there on the peninsula for these guys. Soldotna just running all over the field in a big matchup, 51-28 the final in this one. Soldotna bringing home yet another state championship, their 3rd in a row. And Galen Brantley after the game, I asked him, hey, has this gotten old yet? And not quite.
No. Winning does not get old. Just an awesome group of young men. You know, every year is different. I hear that all the time. You know, we kind of get that all the time, but every year is a different challenge, a different group of kids. You know, and this one was special for sure.
Hard to really pick out a year for him that's probably the best when you have that many state titles to your name. I mean, Chase Hall, for example, I'm going to be talking about later, obviously. 4 touchdowns in this game. That's more touchdowns in a game for him than he's suffered losses in his career. 3 years of the program, they've lost 1 time.
Absolute machine out there, and you know Brantley's already the winningest coach in Alaska high school football history. So only just adding to the legacy, creating that gap wider for whoever coach wants to try to chase that record. Good luck out there.
Definitely other records on the line, potentially in the future, of course. But shifting focus to Division I now. It's the semifinals this go around. An extra week of football for us. This one, the Bartlett Golden Bears bringing in the Service Cougars, the winner going on to the state championship. Bartlett's been on this stage before the last couple years. Haven't gotten over the hump just yet. And in this game, they're facing a team, obviously, that they've played a couple times this year. A very wacky one to start off here. Bartlett getting a fumble, rolling into the end zone. That's going to go down as a safety. Service gets the ball back. And just to show you, we had a sky punt in this one, went straight up. Watch this onside kick attempt. Through the wing, gets it, right? You think, okay, Service is going to walk away with this, something else. All right, nothing crazy just yet. Wait a minute.
It's free.
Now it's out.
Yep.
Again, but we're not done. You hear me laughing in the background. This is one of the wackiest plays I think we've seen. That pretty much sums up just how much this game has gone. And so here we go. Obviously 3-2 game now. Bartlett getting that field goal. One of the loudest hits I've ever heard from Simeon. Ali Ile Fala Ula knocking that one out. Goal line stand. That keeps it a 1-point ball game at this point. His teammates hyped up about that. And then come the very next possession now. He's going to shift over to the offensive side of the ball. Head to the sideline. There he is. Come back out, catch this pass, make a couple guys miss. Another one, a third, keeps going down. This time, again, shimmy one more guy. You see the goal line in the back there. Question is, would he get it this time? He's got it. Makes
Preventing a touchdown on one side and then making one happen on the other side is pretty impressive.
Definitely 9-2 ball game. Now they missed the extra point though, so Service still has a chance to tie. They get all the way down. 4th down, seconds ticking off. They have to get it, and now we gotta wait. The refs made us wait. Little suspense.
Talk it over.
There it is.
Call into New York, all that, check in.
Bartlett finally getting over the hump. They have broken through to the state championship, first time since 2017, and this team obviously very hyped up about that. We know how big the Ali Ile family has been in this lineup. Simeon there. Deuce had another crazy ball game in this as well. Yeah, they are talking in the post game.
And this one, it just gives us our morale. It just boosts our morale. Just knowing that we're going to the shit, man, that just makes us feel so good and helps our team play so good as well. All that hard work we put in through all these years, all those downfalls, all those come-ups, so it's great to have that feeling to have that state, going to the state game, so.
And seniors, they're going to pour their heart out and put it all on the field Friday night in Colony, 7 p.m. on their turf, and that will be Bartlett versus South for the trophy.
And speaking with some of the other reporters and stuff, people on the sidelines there, we were all saying, we're going to miss watching Deuce just destroy plays from this field, obviously. But, hey, that's why we have college football. We'll just turn on Boise State in the next couple of years, probably see the same thing.
Oh, yes, definitely looking forward to that. And I did mention it's going to be South versus Bartlett, so let's kind of see how South ended up there, because they, as I mentioned, entered this as the 4 seed, but I previously said they were no 4 seed. I mean, this was just based on how it kind of played out, wins and losses, tiebreakers and such. They entered the 4 seed, which means that they were going to face the 1 seed if they were to make it to the state championship, and they weren't afraid. The dark side, although they're wearing all white, they no fear in this one, and it really started with the defense. There's Austin French coming up with the interception, and then it's Caden Arroyo for the score. So a second half shutout for the South Wolverines, and even got the kicking game involved as well, scoring a field goal, which is also important. So South heading to the state championship game once again. Coach Lewis has been there. He's familiar with it as they take down the number 1 seed West Eagles and are heading back to the title game.
Halftime, they're in that room, walked in and said, hey, the bus is up there, you want to leave? Are we done? This is a boxing match, and you got to go round for round. We punch, they punch. What are we going to do when we come back out here? Frazier Ali, maybe 2, and we took it to them.
He's a walking soundbite quote for sure. Love Coach Lewis. Excited for that matchup for sure.
Definitely. I mean, I remember I was at the 9-man championship at the time. More on that coming up a bit later. And just hearing that score threw me for a loop. I gotta say, I did not expect that. But when you think about this team, that's the mentality of South, right?
Yeah.
He's Coach Lewis, and speaking with him at practice and things like that, he's always said, you know, we are not always the biggest team, we're not the most athletic team, but we're smart and we're also a physical team. And we saw that in week 1 against West. We saw that in week 2 against Bartlett. They've been able to compete with these big dogs for most of the season, and now that's paid off in a state championship berth.
Yes, and the last time they met was very early in the season, an overtime game, South coming out on top in that one, 14-7. So this one should also be a good one, and we'll hear from each side heading into this big game on Friday night in upcoming broadcasts. And speaking of, we tune in. We got the 4s and the 5s and 6s of the worlds coming up, and of course you'll see us in the late edition for more sports around the 907.
Yes, and for our 9-man fans, be sure to check out that town. We got a little something going on for SWDP winning their first state championship in 1 year of existence. How about that, huh?
That was impressive. Awesome stuff. So learn more about that in the late edition. But for now, thank you for tuning in to 907 Sports, and we'll catch you next time.